Hims and Hers took one of the most frustrating industries in the US and turned it into a $1.4 billion subscription machine. The old way, 3-week wait, 1-hour waiting room, only as little as 7 minutes with a doctor, and then the pharmacy run. The new way, take a 5-minute quiz, consult online, medication delivered to your door, monthly, automatically. Hims and Hers, $1.4 billion in revenue, 2.4 million subscribers, and growing 77% year over year. Hi, I'm Azra from ZipChat, the AI agent that turns browsers into buyers. And every week on this channel, we break down one successful DTC brand and show you their exact strategies so you can steal it and apply it to your own store. Before we jump into the exact strategies of Hims and Hers, I quickly wanted to say a huge thank you for 3,000 subscribers. It really means a lot, and we couldn't do it without you. And if you like these type of brand breakdowns, please hit that like button and subscribe to our channel if you already haven't. Okay, now that's out of the way, let's jump into Hims and Hers. So first, what is Hims and Hers? It's an online telehealth platform that treats common health issues people often feel embarrassed about talking face-to-face. Things like hair loss, birth control, anxiety, acne, or weight loss. Actual things that affect millions of people, but often that people don't really want to talk about in a doctor's waiting room. So here's how their system works. You go to their website, take a 5-minute quiz about your concern, consult with a licensed doctor online, get prescription medication delivered to your door monthly and automatically. So it's simple, discreet, and fast. But here's the thing, telehealth isn't new. Online pharmacies are not new. So how did Hims and Hers turn this into a $1.4 billion empire when so many others failed? The origin story. Let's rewind to 2017. The health system in the United States was and still is a mess. You need to see a doctor for hair loss, at least 3-week wait, then an hour in waiting room, you get 7 minutes with the doctor, then pharmacy run, and insurance won't cover it. This is just for hair loss medication. The founders of Hims and Hers, Andrew and Jack, saw this problem and thought, this is insane, why this can't be as easy as ordering from Amazon? So they launched Hims in November of 2017 with a simple mission: make healthcare accessible, personalized, and affordable without the burden of traditional insurance. Their initial focus: men's health, specifically the type of things that guys don't really want to talk about in the doctor's office. Then within 1 year, they expanded to women's health with Hers. By 2021, they went public, and by 2025, they hit $1.3 billion in just the first 6 months of the year. This is not your typical DTC story. This is literally a masterclass in scaling profitability in one of the most regulated industries on the planet. The business model. Here's what makes their business model so powerful. 98% of their revenue comes from subscriptions. So direct sales, monthly recurring revenue. Only 2% comes from retail, like selling non-prescription products in pharmacies or big box stores to expand brand awareness. And here's the genius part. The average customer spends between $74 to $84 per month. And actually that number is increasing because they keep adding more personalized treatments. In 2025, they had 2.4 million subscribers, and 81% of their customers say that the care they receive from Hims and Hers are better than what they get in person. And get this, more than 60% of subscribers are now on a personalized care plan, meaning they're treating multiple conditions at once, like hair loss and skincare, or weight loss and mental health. So this isn't a vitamin subscription. This is a full stack healthcare platform that's disguised as an e-commerce brand. But here's a real question: how do you get 2.4 million people to trust you with their most embarrassing health problems? How do you convince someone to skip their doctor and buy prescription medication from a website they found on Instagram? That's where the marketing genius comes in. The Marketing Playbook. Let me break down their exact digital marketing strategies, because this is where it gets very interesting for e-commerce owners. First, the website is a conversion machine. First, their website. You see, it's simple, almost like too simple. No flashy hero images, no 10-paragraph value propositions, or no overwhelming product grids. Just a clear headline and a simple question. What do you need help with? Hair loss, sexual health, skincare, weight loss? You click one, you start a quiz, and that's exactly where the magic happens. The quiz doesn't ask you to buy anything. It just asks you questions. personal questions, health questions. By the time you finished, you already invested like 3 to 5 minutes. So you want these personalized results. And then they ask you for your email. Classic delayed lead capture. You're already invested, so you're more likely to convert. This is psychology 101, and Hims executes this flawlessly. Second, content domination in search. Hims isn't just running ads. They're really dominating organic search. Their blog drives over 1 million visitors per month. They use a topic cluster strategy. They pick a core topic like hair loss, and then create dozens of subtopics around it. What's a widow's peak? Ranking position 3 in the US, 6,000 visits per month. How long does minoxidil take to work? Bottom of funnel keyword. Thousands of monthly visits. And every single post is written and reviewed by medical professionals. So credible and trustworthy. But here's another interesting thing. There are embedded CTAs everywhere. You're reading an article about hair loss and boom, there's a button to start your consultation. Right there, no friction. You scroll a bit further and there are testimonials, product recommendations, and reviews. They turn educational content into a sales funnel. Third, paid search defense. Hims spends around $500,000 per month on Google Ads in the US alone. Most of that budget actually goes to defending their brand name. Why? Because they're spending millions on other channels to build brand awareness. The last thing they want is for someone to Google Hims and land on a competitor's ad. So they dominate their branded search results, every single one. Their ad copy is benefit focused. Complete an online hair loss appointment faster than you can drive to a doctor's office. Going bold can now be optional. They're simple, clear, and compelling. Fourth, the social and video ad blitz. Okay, so here's where it gets wild. Hims runs over 1,000 active Facebook ads at the same time. Not a handful, not a 50, 1,000 ads. They test every angle. Problem solution ads, health education, statistics and data, before and afters, UGC style testimonials, product breakdowns, unboxing videos. If an angle exists, they test it. But here's the interesting part. The ads that gets the most budget aren't the UGC style iPhone videos. They're sleek, well-produced, almost like TV style ads. Hims spends way more on video ads than social or display. In 1 week in June, they spent over $3 million on video ads alone. YouTube, TikTok, Facebook videos, Instagram Reels, they're everywhere. Fifth, the infrastructure play. Here's what most people miss. Hims and Hers isn't just like a marketing company. They build infrastructure. They own their own pharmacies. They manufacture their own peptides and treatments. They basically control the entire supply chain. This means faster delivery, better margins, more control over quality, and ability to personalize at scale. In May 2025, they raised $1 billion via convertible bonds to fund expansion, new labs, new acquisitions, internal growth. Key takeaways for store owners. Okay, so what can you steal from Hims and Hers for your Shopify store? Lesson 1, turn your website into a diagnostic tool, not a store. Most e-commerce brands just list their products and hope people buy. Hims built a quiz funnel that guides people through the right solution. Here's the e-commerce application. If you sell skincare, don't just show 50 products. Build a skin quiz that recommends the perfect routine. If you sell supplements, create a health assessment that personalizes a stack. Make people feel like they're being guided, not being sold to. Lesson 2, content is your long-term growth engine. Hims drives 1 million visitors from their blog alone. That's traffic they don't have to pay for, and it compounds over time. Here's the e-commerce application. Use the topic cluster method. Pick one core keyword from your product, then write 20 to 30 subtopics around it. And don't forget to optimize for SEO and embed CTAs. Lesson 3. Once you find a profitable channel, scale aggressively. This is the biggest lesson. Hims found that their ads were profitable, so they didn't just increase budget by 20%. They went all in. Half of their revenue goes to marketing because they know it works. Here's your e-commerce application. If you're getting ROAS on Facebook ads, don't be timid. Find every dollar you can and pour it into that channel. Lesson 4, test everything, back winners. Hims at 1,000 active ads at once. They test relentlessly, but once they find a winner, they pour budget into it. Here's the e-commerce application. Don't run 3 ads and call it a day. Test 20, test 50. Test different formats, hooks, and different CTAs. Then double down on what works. Lesson 5, build a subscription model if possible. This is the key to their success. Predictable recurring revenue, higher lifetime value, lower churn. Can your product be a subscription? Skincare, supplements, pet food, coffee? If yes, build it. Subscriptions create predictable cash flow and make scaling way easier. So here's the bottom line. Hims and Hers didn't win by selling better products. Day one by building a system that captures attention, a system that qualifies intent, a system that personalizes at scale, and a system that converts like crazy. They're not just a telehealth company or just a DTC brand. They're a blueprint of what e-commerce looks like in 2026 and beyond. So my question for you is, what's one thing from this breakdown that you're going to implement to your own store this week? Is it building a quiz funnel, starting a blog, or scaling your ad budget? Drop it in the comments. Let's talk strategy. And if you want us to cover any specific brands, let us know in the comments. I am making a list and I'll pick one of them very soon. Now, if you got some value out of this video, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe so you don't miss weekly brand breakdowns like this one. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.